Okay guys, 2007 I believe, Toyota Tacoma. Got a few lights on the dash. Customer knows about the maintenance and the tire lights, so right now we're just going to be worried about the check engine light. So let's hook up the scan tool and see what we've got. Okay, so after hooking the scan tool up, looks like we've got a number of codes. On these engines here, you see a lot of the knock sensor codes come up from typical, rat chewing, stuff like that. To have all this stuff go out at one time kind of leads me to believe that there's been some chewing or some sort going on. So next thing we're going to do is we're obviously going to record this information and then go under the hood and kind of look around at the harness, see if anything jumps out at us. Okay, got that cover off. Now we can see more in depth. Sensor doesn't look like it's got any chewed through wires, but if you come down here, you can kind of see right there and right there. We've got some wires exposed, like so. Next step is going to be get this air intake off, and I guarantee you we'll get a better show of what we're looking at. Okay, so now you can kind of see where it looks like this stuff's been chewed on, tampered with, but as soon as I got that upper intake off of there, you're starting to see things pop out like this. Hose clamps off. And now that just tells me somebody's been in here and didn't do a very thorough job of getting everything back together. So now it's got me wondering, did they leave something loose, partially unplugged, or do we got to continue to go deeper to see these knock sensors? But stay tuned. And on the upper intake, I wanted to show you guys, they're not hidden or anything, but they're 8mm Allen bolt. On the front, we've got a 12mm nut. Not too bad to get the upper intake off. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you to get this fuel rail out. You can disconnect it at two different places. You can disconnect it right here, or you can disconnect it at the driver's side wheel well area, and they're just the push clips. This is held on by 6 10mm head bolts, and it just lifts right out, guys. Pay attention to the O-rings. If yours are, you might as well just replace them while you're in there. Fairly cheap, but could cause a world of problems later on. Okay, something I wanted to show you guys on this lower intake. It's got 10 of these 12mm head bolts, and if you look close, it's got these I call them non-tamper bolts. They're actually rounded, so you can't stick a torque bit in there to remove them, because this is a two-piece, but the outside 10 bolts is what's gonna remove this lower intake. Okay, lower intake removed, and just more telltale signs of what's been going on in here. Okay, 3 10mm nuts. Remove the thermostat, and it'll gain access to the 5 10mm bolts that hold on this thermostat housing. Okay, wanted to show you some of these bolts now that they're off, because they are kind of hidden when on the vehicle. You got 3 on the thermostat housing bottom, 1 up top, and 1 under the upper radiator hose inlet. That comes out, and I'll show you on the vehicle. Okay, a little tech tip for you guys here. I like to cut right there and right there on the upper crossover pipe, because trying to remove both of these at the same time is a pain. Up here, I'll take the O-ring off so I don't damage that, put a pair of vice grips on it, and just slowly wiggle back and forth. Okay, there is your knock sensor, held on by a 12mm bolt. Sorry, totally forgot to take it out of the bag, but at least we got a picture of the part number while we were there. And now we start the reassemble. Okay, so here is this one here did a clean break of the connector. One of the pins was just barely hanging in there. And this one, I guess I'm getting good at fishing these things out, because I even just pushed right here with a flathead screwdriver, and that one came out. But this looks like the rat, where the rat was chewing. And here's our brand new one. So now we're just gonna fish this one back in there. And the good part about this is once you hear the connector clip, you know it's fully seated. Onto the installation part. Okay, I wanted to show you guys the before and after of this. How flat this gasket gets, and why you want to replace this. This is the old gasket, and here is what it looks like after. So huge difference, guys, and don't let this little 39-cent gasket be the reason you got to do this job all over again.